Hey guys, before we get this video started, I just wanted to say we have an anime channel called Mystic Sage, where I do a lot of anime content including countdowns, speculations, what-ifs, and much more. If you guys like anime and the content you see here on Mystic Umbreon, I think you will enjoy the content on Mystic Sage. A link to the channel on Mystic Sage and today's video will be in the description and in the air card above. So I had a lot of fun making the Kanto team video, and it made me want to do Johto immediately after. Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal are my favorite Pokemon games of all time. I wanted to talk about my first Pokemon team I used for these games, most notably Pokemon Silver. Pokemon Silver was given to me as a birthday gift when I was around 6 years old, and I remember playing that game for hours. Heartgold and SoulSilver are great games too, but I wanted to make this video just a little more nostalgic by using the first Johto team I played. Pokemon Silver was technically my first Pokemon game because I technically knew where I was going in there. To me, it was easier than Pokemon Red and Blue. I actually understood the game thoroughly enough, even though my mom had to read me the dialogue. I had a pretty interesting team though to kick off my Johto journey, so I hope you guys do enjoy this Johto team. I think the majority of you know that Chikorita is my favorite starter of all time. That also includes when I was 6. By the time I got my Pokemon Silver copy, I had already seen Ash's Chikorita on Kids WB every Saturday morning at 9 AM. Chikorita was the most adorable Pokemon I think I had ever seen up to that point. I saw you could pick it as a starter in Pokemon Silver and I flipped. At that point, I didn't know much about Chikorita aside from what I had seen from the Pokemon anime. What I had seen from the Pokemon anime was more than enough for me to pick Chikorita as my starter. Then Ash eventually evolved her into Bayleaf, and then I loved it even more. Bayleaf and Chikorita were just super cute, sassy sweethearts, and I wanted her as my starter. I say her because my first Chikorita was actually a girl. But yeah, this is and always will be my second favorite Pokemon of all time and my favorite starter of all time. So next up we have Pigeon. This one ended up on the team due to some pretty petty reasons, I will admit. See, in the Pokemon anime, while he did eventually catch a Pidgeotto and later evolved it into a Pidgeot, Ash was pretty inept at the beginning of the anime and couldn't even catch a Pidgey. This probably helped lead to why I dislike Ash so much, as he just does really stupid things. So being a young kid, I thought I should prove myself and show that I'm a better trainer than Ash by managing to catch one of the easiest Pokemon in the entire game. I know, it's super petty, but again, I was young and Ash really annoyed me, so it is what it is. However, that doesn't change the fact that I continued to use it all the way through the end as a Pidgeot. It might not be the hardest hitter and can't really take too many hits, but it's fast and reliable all the way through. I know there are better flying Pokemon options, but at that time, it didn't really even matter. I was on a mission to show that I was the very best like no one ever was. Yeah, that was bad, so I'll just leave it there and move on to the next one. I mentioned in my Kanto team that Vulpix was one of my favorite Pokemon, and to be honest, it's even in my top 5 favorites. I also mentioned that my love for Vulpix comes from the Pokemon VHS tape, Pokemon Fashion Victims. Brox meets a Vulpix that's owned by a breeder she doesn't want anymore, and she pretty much gives it to him. She's trying to pursue her dream as a breeder, and she wants to feel that Vulpix will have a better home. Vulpix was super cute in that VHS tape, and I knew when I saw Vulpix on my screen, right below Ecruteak sitting Pokemon Silver, I needed to have that little cute fox on my team. This is pretty much the same explanation as my Kanto team, aside from Vulpix being on my team before I played Pokemon Leaf Green. Vulpix debuted on my Johto team before my Kanto team. What's sad about Vulpix though in Pokemon Silver is that with its evolution, you didn't get a Firestone until post-game from Bill's grandpa. I had to use a Vulpix the entire game, and it lacked power, but nonetheless, it was super fun to use. I prefer using my favorite Pokemon over strong ones anyway. Ninetales is a super cute Pokemon, don't get me wrong, but I think I like Vulpix a tad more, so having to use a Vulpix wasn't even all that bad. Ampharos is a little different than some other team members here. Rather than get inspiration from the anime, I actually picked up Mareep from a friend. My friend who lived across the street from me had a Mareep on his team and I wanted one for myself. He said that it was really fun to use and it got Thundershock at level 8. My 6-year-old brain said, oh hey, Ash's Pikachu knows Thundershock, then this Mareep has to be just as powerful as Ash's Pikachu. Yeah, that was a big fat lie. Ampharos was really cool to use though, and it helped me admire it a lot because at that time, sheep were actually my favorite farm animals. I mean, come on, I was 6 years old, the sheep says bah, and Mareep said the same thing in the anime. My response was, hey mom, look a sheep. She's like, catch it. So I caught my cute electric sheep. I love Ampharos and Mareep, but my favorite of its evolution line is definitely Flaffy. I saw Pokemon 3 after I got Silver, but I intentionally kept my Flaffy from evolving a little longer because I saw a teenage Molly use Flaffy in the movie. It was super adorable. I said the anime didn't inspire me for this one, but okay, it did, maybe just a little bit. So Sudowoodo doesn't have as much of a sentimental attachment, as he made it on the team solely because he was a static Pokemon that I thought was cool. We all know the deal. You aren't able to get by at first, as the tree can't be cut down. You then find out you should actually be using the Squirtwaddle on it, which then brings up the encounter with this rock-type Pokemon. I just thought that it was so neat and it was completely unexpected, so it was a no-brainer for me to add it to the team. Now unfortunately, Sudowoodo isn't really that good of a Pokemon as it's very slow. However, it did have some pretty decent moves that made it okay to use throughout the game. It was just a fun addition to the team at the end of the day, and sometimes that's really all that matters. And with our final member, we have the most obvious pick of them all, Of course, it's the shiny Gyarados at the Lake of Rage. Again, as a kid with internet not being as big as it is now, there wasn't a whole lot of information on Pokemon that I could easily get, as is the case with many older players too. Well, seeing this thing for the first time, you just naturally think, oh man, this thing is super rare. I have to have it on my team. And then it turns out, oh, everyone gets this thing. So yeah, that's my excuse, but I'm not going to be embarrassed by it, as I think many others did the same exact thing. And really, there isn't much to be embarrassed by. Gyarados has always been good, and there's really no exception here either. Great stats and moves are essential to having a really powerful team, and Gyarados provides that. Also, come on, it just looks so awesome and is easily one of the best shinies ever made. So yeah, please don't hate on me that much. Well, that pretty much wraps up my Johto team. I love the Johto region and the original games that debuted for it. To me, Johto and its Pokemon will always have that special place in my heart. Silver was my first Pokemon game, and the Pokemon I found on my journey have become some of my favorite Pokemon of all time. What are your Johto teams though? Are they for the originals or for the remakes? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, why not leave a like and subscribe to my channel with notifications on, that way you never miss an upload. If you want to support me further, consider following my Twitch where I stream a lot of Pokemon content and Nintendo content like shiny hunting, showdown battles, Zelda, and even Fire Emblem. Want to support me further and gain cool perks? Check out my Patreon. Fly Jubilee, Daniel Leone, Lady Crimson, Pal491, and Dirt Weez Austin did, and I want to thank them personally for going above and beyond. It means the world to me. I think I'm gonna wrap this up though. I'm Mystic Umbreon, and I will see you in the future for more awesome Pokemon content.